Hello everyone and welcome to my Edessa Let's Play series. So in the last episode we put up our over-engineered Atlas lifter rocket delivering a space station into orbit, and we had so much fuel that we decided to simply not detach the lifter and just call the whole thing an Explorer science vessel. We then proceeded to launch another vehicle that would deliver a lunar lander, which would then pick up science from the surface of the moon and bring it back up into orbit of the moon, where it can be picked up by the Atlas. The Atlas was going to be orbiting the moon, but we forgot to do our circularization burn, and so now our Atlas Explorer is on a wide arcing orbit around Kraken, where it's eventually going to, fortuitously, lucky enough, it's going to intercept the moon once again about here in about 5 days and 22 hours time. So what we want to do now is we want to get the Atlas to fly right around and generate science, because it's generating science all along at the moment. The laboratory itself is generating science over time. So in about 6 days, when it finally intercepts the moon again, we should be able to harvest the science from it and transmit it home. So that is the plan at the moment. Let me just have a look at what our contracts are. Now the contracts window doesn't seem to be working from here, so I'm gonna have to get out. Excuse me. So let's have a look. I haven't looked at the contracts list in a while, so I just want to have a look, because our funds are starting to run a little bit low, at least a little too low for my comfort anyway. So we have a mission that says rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the moon, which is perfect. I mean, we're gonna do that anyway. And dock 2 vessels on or around the moon. Excellent, so that's free money basically we're gonna hopefully get in about 6 days. There's some atmospheric surveys of Kraken, which we haven't got anything in the works for, and it says to take pressure readings in flight below, and below. So all 4 of these are below a certain altitude, which is perfect, which can just make an airplane that will fly there. Next is test the Space Y 09 Sierra Romeo Bravo. So it's a solid rocket booster. Test it at the launch site, and the way to do it is to test it on the launch site. So what's involved? So we have to activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. So we have to be on the launch site and fire the solid rocket booster. Okay. Next, test the Rovmax Model S2. I don't know what that is, but it's also testing it on the launch site. And we have to right-click on Run Test. Okay. Next, we want to do some science from space around the moon and transmit it home. That's a cool 40,000 credits. That's fine. And then there's some more pressure readings that we have to take below altitudes at these locations. Okay. These are all doable. So while we wait for Atlas, we can just fast forward time over the next 5 days and immediately do a rendezvous. But I would like to get some of these missions done in the meantime while we wait, because as I've said before, we already have an alarm that will go off at the proper time, so we're not at risk of missing a rendezvous. Having a quick look inside the mission controls, see if there's any other jobs we can do. So there is a tourist job that says take these tourists up and have them pass out from G-forces, which is cute. We might be able to... oh, but they have to be in suborbital trajectories. This is a little bit hard to do, so I'm going to skip on that. We have some temperature surveys on the moon. They have to be... on the surface at these particular locations, and this pays reasonably well. This is 150,000 on completion, and it's 76,000 just in advance, plus 22,000 per site. This is very, very useful if we want to do sort of detailed exploration of the moon, and if we're you know, inclined to do that. I'm not inclined to do that at this point. The kind of mission I'm really looking forward, the kind of mission I'm really looking for is a rescue mission. That is, a Kerbinaud is from another agency and they've gotten themselves stuck in space, and we go up and rescue them and they join our space program. That is a great way to get free stuff, if you will, because otherwise we have to hire them, and every time we hire, as you can see, we have an empty roster at the moment because they're all up in space at the moment, and every time we hire one, the next hire costs more money, and it just goes up exponentially. So if you can rescue them instead, you basically forego this fee. In great gratitude for being rescued, they simply do not charge you their hiring fee. And I'm not sure what the labor laws are like on Kerbin, but they don't take a regular salary. They just take a single payment once off, and then they're yours for life. So let's have a look at these test jobs. So I want to have a look at that solid rocket booster. So just double check. What's this? Okay. Can't find your. Okay, I don't know what this means. This is a new icon that I've not seen before. Anyway, so having a look at this, and what is the what's the job? So collapse that and that. So the space-wise 09 Sierra solid rocket booster. I'm guessing that's in engines. And have a look. This is Sierra 115, Sierra 109. We're looking for the 9S. 05S, 09S. Okay, so we need to test this one on the launch site. Good. And I'm not sure if you can read that, but it says SYSRB not edible. That is that's a useful warning message there. So we'll put a little module on top so that we can have some control over it. So that's that. Next we want the Rove Max Model S2. I have no idea where to even begin looking for it, so I'm just going to search for it instead. So Rove Max, there we go. Oh, it is a little wheel. Well, that's nice. So we'll just put a few of these around like that, and they can be little sort of, I guess, landing legs for this very odd looking craft. Yeah, I think that will do. Just move it down. Okay, and what's this? I don't care about that. Let's save this one as temp. We really don't need this to keep this craft at all. In fact, I'm worried about the stability of these wheels, so I'm just going to throw in some stability enhancers, just some launch clamps. There we go, that will do. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to run tests on these wheels, and then we'll launch, and that should give us these two missions. That is to test the Rove Max wheels and to test this particular solid rocket booster. So that will at least get these two jobs off of our roster. I mean, we'll from the looks of it, we'll get about 10,000 total. But usually when you finish a job, it opens up more jobs for you to go and get. So we'll save that and give it a try. Just having a drink of water there. Okay, so the first test is successful. It has not collapsed, which is always a good thing. So let's right click on one of these and go run test. So that is the first contract complete. Let me just double check on that. So that is test complete. We got some good data here. Thanks. Perfect. So now let's just reset the camera and run the second test, which is just to stage. So 3, 2, 1, and away it goes. And that is going really fast. We're already at Mach 2. We are hitting Mach 3. Oh my goodness, we're about to leave the atmosphere. That is insane. Whoa! And that is that. My goodness. But contract complete. Yay! So we'll just go back to the Space Center now. I do hope that didn't cost a great deal, because that is a total loss. But yes, we still have a contract complete. It says test complete. We got some good data. Well, that's great for you guys. Yeah, no, that will definitely do. So what's going on here? So kill that. And what's this? There's some temp debris. I would like to recover that, please. Thank you. Okay, let's see if there's more jobs. So there's some more observational surveys. There is a surface outpost job. That's pretty cool. So build a new outpost that has an antenna, a docking port, and can generate power. Have a facility supporting at least 5 Kerbals. Have a research lab on the outpost. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. And land your outpost on the moon. I'm not sure if I want to take this job, because the moon is sort of like your first step, you know. You don't really want to devote too much time to the moon. I mean, it's fine if you want to do that, but I kind of, you know, I've got wider ambitions. I don't really want to be bogged down in exploring the moon at the moment. Maybe some other time. So what's this one? This is ferry to tourists. And they want to fly by Minmus and land on Minmus. Yeah, it looks like there are no rescue. Yeah, it's just surveys, positioning satellites, so definitely don't want to do this one. And atmospheric surveys. So there are no jobs that I am interested at the moment. Okay, well, it looks like we are just going to have to fast forward. So I'm just going to jump in here. And we will go to the Atlas Explorer and jump in there. Okay, how are we looking? So, do we have any science here? We have 279 units of data and 1.8 units of science. Okay. And we have a bunch of data, so this is good to take home. Yep. Ooh, we can transfer this now and get some science for it. That'll be cool. Yeah, should we transmit this for 24 science? Or we can take it home and get 50 science. Yeah, I think we'll take it home. I'm not 100% sure yet. We haven't got anything in place for taking the science home in a pod, but that's easily enough done. Mystery goo for 1.1 science. Okay. Material study again. Okay. And how are we looking for fuel? Yeah, fuel reserves are looking good. We have 3,700 delta V, which is cool. Let's see. So I want to get I want to get somebody to get out and see if she can do some science. So, perform moral science. Keep that, please. Get aboard. Yep. Now let's have a look at this data. Can we use it? Yes. So an EVA report, while it will give us no science because we've already transmitted it home, will give us 75 points of science once it's been processed by the lab. And that will take 15 days. Okay, let's do that. And we will keep that, that, and that. And that. Okay, good. Good. So now we have to fast forward. So just having a look at our. Looks like we've, yeah, that's right. We've already got a maneuvering node. We're looking good for power. Okay, let's fast forward to the apoapsis, which is 2 days and 18 hours from now. Okay, that should give us a couple of days processing time, and that should give us a little bit of science to send home. Okay, right-clicking on this. So we have accrued 28 points of science, and we can now transmit that home. Yep, we definitely have a good connection home, so transmit science, please. Good, there we go. That brings our total science to 54 points. Just under 55 points. It's still not enough to do anything with, but it is something. And we now are down to 289 points of data and 0.1 points of science. Okay, let us fast forward to our moon intercept. Okay, we're just about to be intercepted by the moon, and there is the Lunar Explorer, which I believe is piloted by Jeb. So now we're back down to 1 times speed, time acceleration. Let's have a look. We have another 29 points of science to transmit home, so let us do that now. Good stuff. And how are we looking for science? We're at 84 points. I believe the lowest cost science node available to us is 90 science, so we still don't have enough. Okay, Valentina might be able to get out and gather up some more science as soon as we get intercepted by the moon. So let's fast forward that. Okay. And our maneuver node is just 2 hours away now. So Valentina, if you would like to do the honors and perform all science for me. Good, keep that and get aboard. Yes, please. So let's have a look if that is worth anything. Yes, that is worth 100 science points in 15 days. We'll definitely have that. And the rest we will keep. Mind you, I'm just having a look at this. It looks like we have 2 lots of material study while high over the moon. So, you know what? I think if we have 2 of these, if I remember right, we have 2 of these. Yeah. Oh no, this is high over Kerbin. Okay, never mind. So we'll just keep all of these. And yeah, I think we have to send the Moonlander home at some point. So once they have docked, I might transfer the science across and then send it on home. That is if we really want to go home. We'll see how we go. Failing that, we'll set up a refueling mission to replenish our fuel reserves, and then when it returns, we'll send the science home with that. One way or the other, it's going to be interesting to find out. Okay, now let us fast forward to our maneuvering node. Thanks to the features of Kerbal Alarm Clock, we don't have to really worry too much about overshooting. We just fast forward and it will cut the time warp for us when we get close. Okay. There we go. Close, please. So now we'll go to retrograde if I remember right. Okay, just looking for that nav node marker, but it should be overlapping our retrograde hopefully. Once we get some more stars on our pilots, then they are able to have a few more buttons here get unlocked, and one of them is maneuver node, which is quite handy. I mean, I could manually rotate us around, but it's just fiddly, and it's it's more convenient to just have our pilot do it. Okay, we have 2 minutes to burn, and we'll just fast forward to that. Okay, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds. Okay, throttling up. Okay, just having a quick look. Just trying to circularize that. Good, there we go. Okay. Now, what we can do is we can lower our orbit and get down to the Lunar Explorer, or we can have the Lunar Explorer come up to us. Now I'm guessing that because the Lunar Explorer is a lot smaller, it will cost less in total fuel spent for it to come to us. Yes, so I think we're going to do that. So switch to the Lunar Explorer. Okay, we don't need this alarm anymore. And is everything still functioning properly for Jeb? Yes, Jeb is absolutely ecstatic. So we'll have him do an EVA and collect some science. Well, high over the moon, yes. And get back on board, please. Okay. Okay, now let's have a look at this. So what we want to do is, first step is we're definitely rotating in the same direction, which is good. Let's set the target, and we are off by a few degrees, and we'll have to do a corrective burn so that we can match planes. So we will add target descending node, and then we're going to try to make this number drop to 0. If I drag on that, okay, it's going in the right direction. That is 0.30. There we go. Okay, now let's fast forward to that. So according to this, we have 2,104 meters per second left in terms of fuel. In terms of delta V, which is directly related to our fuel and our craft mass. So go right. Now let's rotate towards our maneuvering node. There we go. There we go. So let's have a look at how that looks. Okay, Jeb, you are aimed towards your maneuver node. Let's fast forward at 2 minutes 30 seconds to maneuver. 1 minute 30. 1 minute. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. Throttling up. Let's drop that down to 0. Let's have a look. Kill that, please. So that is a 0.2. Drop that down to 0. There we go. Okay. Now that we have matching planes of orbit, you can see that they're nice and flush. Now we can plot an intercept course. So I'm just going to pick a point and increase the prograde until we get an intercept. There we go. Okay, that is going to be our position. And when we are here, Atlas is going to be here, which is not very good. So let's fine tune that a little bit. Move that around. Okay. There we go. Just fine tune that a little bit. There we go. So that gives us a separation of 2 kilometers. Try to fine tune that. And as you can see, my mouse is very clumsy here. Okay, so now I do this. Okay. And now I can change. I can fine tune my maneuver node positioning. So let's have a look. So manual adjust. Okay, too far. Okay, fine tune that some more. Okay, it looks like 1.1 kilometers is as good as we're gonna get, which I'm happy with. Okay, so that is gonna happen in 45 minutes. Let's just rotate towards that maneuver node. Just so we're ready when the time comes. Okay, and let's fast forward to that node. Okay, 3 minutes to burn. Our alarm clock goes off. Let's fine tune that positioning. There we go. And there's Atlas over there, and we are right here. So 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Fast forwarding. 2 minutes. 1 minute 30. 1 minute. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. And throttling up. Okay, pushing that apoapsis out. There we go. Okay, so how do we do? This is a separation of 4 kilometers. If I give it a little bit of throttle, ooh, that pushes it back. Okay. Okay, and I'm just gonna give it a bit of throttle towards retrograde. Just watching this number here. Ooh, okay. Gone a little bit too far. It's very, very tricky. I just kind of have to tap. Okay. 1.3 kilometers. I think that is going to have to do us. Yeah. So let's reset to just regular stability assist. And then fast forward to our intercept. So we'll try to fast forward to about here. There we go. I think we've done this well. So we're here. Atlas is here. And we're going to intercept in 1 hour and 6 minutes. So fast forward again. Okay, doing well. 43 minutes to intercept. 30 minutes to intercept. Gonna tell Jeb to turn us to retrograde as soon as he can, and we'll change our targeting mode to target instead of orbit. Okay, we have an estimated burn of 5 seconds in 10 minutes time. Okay, so that is us, that's the moon, and there is Atlas, just hidden in the sun's lens flare. Okay, 8 minutes to burn. There's the Explorer at 15 kilometers away. 111 seconds to intercept. Okay, now I can fine-tune our intercept right now by just doing a series of small burns. What I'm trying to do is get our retrograde marker to line up with the target. There we go. Okay, and we have 60 seconds to intercept, and we should pass by at just around 100 meters. 48 seconds. 45. 30 seconds. Okay, coming up fast. Throttling up. There it is. Lovely. Okay, getting a bit blinded by that sun. There we go. There we go, and quickly to retrograde. We do not want to collide with our space station, that's for sure. There we go. Okay, now all we have to do is somehow manage to dock with it. So I'm just going to bring our velocity to 0, or as close as I can. And then we're going to switch our orientation to be that of this docking port. And we'll try to turn towards the space station. And then we'll have the space station swing around and dock with us. Because we have no sideways motion at all, and it's just going to be too tricky to sort of swing it in. So we will attempt to have the space station dock with us. So we'll control from here, activate our docking point or alignment indicator, and then select the docking port as our target. Okay, here goes. Okay, coming around. We're a little bit too close. Maybe? Oh dear, very, very, very close. Yeah, it looks like we're way, way too close for comfort. So we'll have to bring the Atlas. Sorry, we'll have to bring the lunar lander out a little bit. Oops, wrong button. Okay, switch over to the lunar lander. Okay. There we go. Okay. Swing that right around so that we're lined up. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's see if we can try this one again. Very slow, very steady. Just trying to do tiny little bursts with this engine. Too far. Too far, come on. Can we do this? Or have we simply bitten off more than we can chew for once? Come on, you can do this. That is looking very, very close. Not really able to zoom in a great deal. Come on. Oh, get back here. And we have just hit it. And we have docked with it. We have docked. Oh my goodness. There we have it. It was messy, but we got there in the end, and we managed not to break anything as well, which is perfect. Okay, so as we saw in the series of messages that popped up right there, all of our science got automatically transferred onto our lab, and we can now clean the experiments that are attached to Jeb's craft. There we go, and while they're cleaning that, we can review what data we have. So the EVA report while in space high over the moon is useless, so we'll get rid of that. Material study is worth 15 points of science. We'll keep that. Mystery goo observations. Yep. Yeah. So just investigate. Oh, hello. So the mystery goo observation from the launch pad can now be processed for 15 points of science, which is way better than the 3 points of science we were going to get for it previously if we had just transmitted it home. So we'll definitely have that. A crew report from the launch pad is worth 10 points, which is nice. A surface sample from the launch pad is worth 45. EVA report from the launch pad, 10. Surface sample for Kerbin Shores is 45 points. EVA report from space just above the Mun's Midlands is 150 points. Let me just have a quick look whether we have the space for it. It's just 30 data though, so it should be right. We'll have that. Temperature scan while in space near the moon, we'll have that. Atmospheric pressure scan, that's 225 points of science after 16 days, which is good. Crew report while in space near the moon, that's worth 95 points. Mystery goo, 190 points. Surface sample from the moon's midlands for 750 points of science, but I don't know if the lab has this available in terms of space. So let's just yeah, we're looking at 489 points of science, and it's out of a maximum 750 points. I really don't want to waste any data points, you know. Sorry, this is 489 points of data I got to be specific. We have science and we have data, and the lab simply, I guess, they don't have very big hard drives, or simply the data occupies a great deal of space, so they only have 750 points of data, and I don't want to waste any data by trying to transfer in there. So let's have another review of our data. And so this one is 40 points of data, brings it up to 529. Keep that and that. Okay, this is 150 points of data, so we still have enough room. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so what do we have here? What I want to do now? What can we do now? You know what? We have 3,548 meters per second of delta V still. So what I'm thinking is, let's take this thing over to Minmus. Yeah, let's go to Minmus. So to escape from the moon, we don't really want to jump from here, because if we do that, we'll end up going back towards Kerbin. Whereas if we jump from here, we'll be going with the moon and we'll actually be going outwards. That's at least the logic. So try roughly about here and try giving it a nice kick. Okay, it looks like from here is best. Okay. Now we're not going to intercept the moon on our first try. Sorry, Minmus on our first try out from the moon, but I want to try at least get the altitude, and then we can plot the intercept after that. So let's have a look at our apoapsis once we have left the moon's influence and try to maximize that amount. So that brings it out to 61 million meters, or 61,000 kilometers. That's as high as we can get. That's as good as we're going to make it. So looks like we are going to get nice and close to Minmus as well, which is a plus. And this is going to cost us 64.7 meters per second, which is next to nothing. Okay, let us make sure that we're controlling from... there we go, we're controlling from the command pod. And we'll take the lunar lander with us. You know, we can fuel it up. In fact, let's do that now. Like that. And that. And transfer fuel into the lander. And as you can see, that's next to nothing for these massive tanks. This thing takes 180 units of liquid fuel, whereas these tanks have 2,880 units of liquid fuel. So for us to refuel this lander is pretty cheap. Okay. So our solar panels are still gathering power, which is nice. Let's turn ourselves towards that maneuver node and then get ready. Get ready for our maneuver burn. Okay, coming about using some physics time warping at the moment so we can continue to rotate. Yeah, this thing is very unwieldy and rotates very slowly, so just using time acceleration times 2 at the moment. Okay, coming about, just pointing at that right there. Okay, there we go. That will do. Okay, let's fast forward to our maneuver, please. I'm not entirely sure what center of mass this thing has, whether or not we're going to be pushing at its middle or whether we're going to have some torque, but it's going to be fun finding out. Okay, 3 minutes to burn. Close that alarm. Close that. Okay. 2 minutes 50 seconds. We'll warp to our maneuver node. 2 minutes. 1 minute 30. 1 minute. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. Throttling up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, hang on. Gotta kill this engine. Yeah. I've got to remember to kill the engine that's pushing us sideways. Come on. Do we have any science? Yes, we have about 7 points of science. So let's transmit that. Okay. Now, they did mention there was a contract that says send some science from the moon, so we'll just take a crew report now, and we can send that home. There we go, that's that complete. So throttling up again, and yeah, it's much more stable this time when we don't have an engine pushing our nose out of joint. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at the damage. Good. Yeah, no, that is pretty close to what we originally had. Okay. Now, let us warp to our escape. Let's see. So our descending node is 6.5 degrees off. So we'll try to add a maneuver node to that and see if we can get that to be 0. Okay, so with that at 0, we can try to fine-tune. We'll have to do a second burn so we can then fine-tune our closest approach. Well, that's fine. So that is going to cost 14.9 meters per second, and it's going to happen in 2 days and 15 hours. So let's do that. Okay, leaving the influence of the moon, leaving that behind. And on our way to the outer reaches of the Kerbin system. Okay, with 9 hours to go to our maneuver node, we may as well start getting into position. Okay, using max physics acceleration. Usually tends to tempt the Kraken, but looks like we're pretty stable. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's close enough. Let's Still have good power. How are we doing for science? So we have accrued 51.7 points of science, so I can transmit that home. Lovely. Okay, 7 hours before our maneuver now, just time warping away. I don't see Minmus, I can still see Kerbin over in the distance. Okay, 3 minutes to burn. There goes the alarm. I just fine-tune that positioning right there. Just trying to line it up. There we go. Perfect. Okay, 2 minutes 47 seconds. Fast forwarding that. 1 minute, 30 seconds. 10 seconds. We only need a little bit of thrust to drop that down to 0. Perfect. So, how are we doing now? Our ascending node is 0.2 degrees. That is close enough. Now, let's see what we need to do to get these two to converge. Ooh, hello. That will do. That will definitely do. So let's have a look at the Minmus. Yeah, that will definitely do. Okay. So that is another maneuver node in 17 hours. And so let's get ourselves into position. Just using physics time acceleration again. Okay, nearly there. Come along then. Okay, there is that. Now, I've forgotten that we actually might be able to level up some of our crew, particularly Jeb, who's been able to get to the moon and back. So, level up crew, please. So, Jebediah Kerman's experience, and nobody seems to have gotten... Nobody's gotten any more stars. But apparently experience has been recorded. Whatever that means. Okay, fine then. We'll have to land on Minmus to get the second star, I guess. So, maneuver alarm, and let's fast forward to that. Still cannot see Minmus anywhere. Still way too far away. Coming up to 3 minutes to maneuver again. Okay. 2 minutes 55 seconds. So let's fast forward. 1 minute 15 seconds. Okay. Throttling up. Okay, let's inspect the damage. Yep. Ah, there we go. I just lost my bearings there, so that's us. Now we're going to intercept Minmus here in about 5 days' time. So focusing view on Minmus. Let's add a maneuver node here and try to circularize. Oops, that is way too much. Just trying to get that periapsis to match the apoapsis, which is close enough. Okay, and again we fast forward. There we go. Should definitely be able to see Minmus now. There it is. Definitely remembering to circularize this time. Okay, 2 minutes 30 seconds, we're in position. Fast forwarding. 2 minutes. 1 minute 30. 1 minute. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. Throttling up. Gently now. There we go. Okay, that is very close to circular. And we appear to be still on an escape trajectory. Let me just, I'm not sure what happened there, but... I appear to have completely swung us around. That is how weak Minmus's orbit is. I've actually swung us around 180 degrees, and we're now again on an escape trajectory. That is amazing. Okay, so just bringing it about. Try to turn this escape trajectory into a stable orbit. Come along then. Wow, our orbital speed at the moment is 31.2 meters per second, and we're on an escape trajectory. That is amazing. Okay, gently does it now. There we go. 2.1. Good. Bring that down to, oh, say 500 kilometers, I think. Perfect. Okay. That will swing us around. Okay, and fast forward to the periapsis. Okay, and now let's bring that apoapsis down to somewhere resembling circular. Very gently with the throttle, as you can see, using minimum throttle there. And that is gonna have to do. Alrighty, we are now ready to undock and send Jeb down to the surface of Minmus to collect some more science. Let's review our data that we've collected since then. Lock this in place. So we have about 110 units of data still available on the space station. So we'll definitely dump that in for 31 data points. Keep that. Okay, we do not have room for that, I don't think. That's 78 points of data. And how much do we have free? We have about 80 points of data free. We have a bit less than 80. Oh no, we do. Okay. So we'll have that. Beautiful. So our science lab is about full to the brim with data points. And we have accrued 162.9 points of science that we can readily transmit home now. So let's do that. Nearly there. There we go. So that is our science sent home. Let's try to level up our crew. So Bill Kerman has become a level 2 engineer and Jeb has become a 2nd star pilot. Brilliant. I'm not sure why Valentina's not 2 stars yet. She's planted a flag on the moon and she's orbited Kerbin. Just like Jeb. But Valentina has not gotten her 2nd star yet. Okay. Might have to send Valentina to the surface of the moon. Of Minmus. That'll definitely get her the 2nd star. Okay, let's kill that. How are we doing for fuel? We're about halfway through our fuel reserves at the moment. Let's transfer all the fuel we can into our lander. And get ready to detach and send it down to Minmus surface. So at the moment, Jeb is in the pilot seat of the lander, and what we want to do is we want to transfer him into the crew module. So you can transfer crew at any point. Oh, hello. Well, we'll keep that. Transfer crew. There we go. Into here. And now Valentina can transfer into the lander. There we go. So now when Valentina takes off, she can land on Minmus and she can get her 2nd star. This thing, apparently we can observe materials bay, which is cool. Good stuff, but it's no use to us for science. That's fine, but it is worth 62 points of science once we take it home. We'll keep that. Close doors. What do we have here? Can we observe this mystery goo? We can for 5.8 points of science. That's cool. Okay, clean both experiments. Okay, that's all I can think of. I think we're now ready to detach these two and send the lander down to the surface of Minmus to collect even more science for us. And that's time, actually. So our Minmus exploration landing is gonna have to wait until the next episode. So thank you for watching, and we will see you then.